We have an update to the patch notes for the PTR, and there's some more big economic changes that I think you need to know about, as well as some positive arena changes that I'm glad to see. So let's jump and have a look at the notes right now. Now I'm just going to go like top to bottom and pick out the ones that I think are more important. If you see something I missed, do let me know in the comments. Now there's quite a few things regarding to fixes for the PvP arenas. One of the interesting things to me is that they have sorted out the pillars so that they've repositioned them so that it better blocks line of sight. And yeah, I was looking for a brief moment, but that is the next thing they've done is readjusted some of the XP, how much you get for win, how much you get for loss and stuff like that. That sounds fine. I was never really too hung up on that myself. But the big one there is at the bottom. They are adding PvP arena consumables. Now it sounds like these are just going to get added to your bag and they're going to be infinite use, but of course they will be affected by cooldowns, and that is health potions, regen potions, mana potions, and attribute food. All very nice. Does leave the question open about like gemstone, ult balms, and like holding stones. A man can dream that they can maybe do something there, because that is a little bit of a pain and that's going to get expensive if they just leave it the way that it is. The forts have been reworked. If you're interested in them, then the list is there. Now the next bit we sort of knew a little bit ahead of time because of Slenderman's video regarding Star Metal and Orichalcum. Basically there's going to be more nodes of those, and we already knew that, but we can see here confirmation that the respawn timers are increased, and the respawn timers of gold and platinum nodes are going to be matching silver ore. Suggests that so it sort of suggests the price of those will also go down a little bit, probably not as much as Star Metal and Orichalcum because there's more nodes of them. Now the big news here that we didn't know is actually tier 4 hides are currently more rare than we would like, while tier 5 hides are more abundant, causing a bottleneck at tier 4 hides, and it's making tier 5 hides to be less valuable. Basically things are going to be changing. They've changed the levels at which these drop with the intent of trying to like balance that around, so it's probably worth buying tier 5 hides but not buying tier 4 hides right now, if that makes sense. Probably. But we don't stop there. There are actually some more big changes to the economy coming right here. One that's not the economy is Blackguard's Void Gauntlet is being changed back to play crits. I really haven't been keeping up with that drama, but sure. One little one here is that the tier 4 and tier 5 mana potions have had their drop rate reduced, so it might be worth picking some of them up. Not too sure I would do that myself just yet. But the next like couple are really important. Legendary refinement materials drop chances in aptitude boxes have been reduced. So I'm guessing, and I've already gone ahead and bought some, Torvium, Cinnabar, Blister Weave, you know, all that kind of stuff is probably going to be more rare from aptitude boxes, probably increasing the price, right? However, the legendary refinement mats from gathering have been increased. So is it going to actually change that much? I don't know. It really depends how much there is gathering versus there is like smelting and stuff like that. I bought some thinking it will go up, but it simply is too hard to say. However, I think skinning legendary refinement mats have also been reduced. I think that just means like in general from drop chances, like from boxes and stuff like that. So it seems big, but it might end up like balancing itself out. The more you gather now, the better you'll be, as opposed to just sitting there refining, getting your rare mats. It's hard to say if that will really affect the market. I don't really know. I'm personally betting a little bit that it will, so I've spent maybe like 10k just getting some of the legendary mats, but don't feel like you have to do that. It's really questionable because they're lowering it in one and increasing it in the other one. Now they've completely adjusted the PvP reward track like experience curve because it was taking too long. That's good. You also now get like gypsum and umbral shards, also quite cool. Just some overall good changes there. I think nothing too much to get hung up on. Confirmation here about the refinement recipes to the gypsum kiln. We knew they were in the game because we found them, but of course it's confirmed here. So some pretty important changes to the economy, but it's actually really hard to say what will happen. Star Metal and Orichalcum going to go down, and I think in turn Asmodeum will go down, but slower because it's really bottlenecked a little bit by the cooldown, but the mats are also a bit of a factor, so I can sort of see that dropping a bit, but it's not going to drop like overnight. This change to tier 4 and tier 5 hides doesn't seem like it would be enough to me, but maybe it will. The fact that it's changed from its level range from 46 to 56 sounds massive, but if you're going out farming it, then actually is it going to make too big of a difference? I guess what was happening is that people were going ahead and killing like 46, 47 mobs and getting tier 5, whereas that was like not intended. So now you will actually have to go and farm the higher level mobs, which will take longer. So it should actually affect the market. I just don't know how quickly and by how much. Then the changes to these legendary refinement mats. Ooh, it's so hard to say what's going to happen there. As I said, it's both up and down. I sort of suspect it's going to even out a little bit, but I'm just, for some some reason I'm just going to take a little bit of a gamble that the aptitude boxes will be affected before the gathering, but please don't do that. Like, use your own caution kind of thing. And the changes to the PvP consumables, that's great. I'm really happy to see that. I do worry a little bit still about holding stones and dust and all that kind of good stuff, but at least they're listening a little bit. That's probably the most they can do in this 1 week's worth of patch, so I'm happy enough. If you like this video, press like, subscribe. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.